Hello everyone and welcome to the latest SupplierEdge webinar. Today I'm super excited to have Melissa Bowie here with us. Before we get started, though, I'd like to just do a little bit of housekeeping. Today we're going to be talking about really how you as a business owner can get into Dell's Supplier Diversity Program, what opportunities they are, different, what type of things they're looking for, as well as how do you really prepare yourself. So I'm really excited about that. In terms of housekeeping, we're going to be taking chat and answering questions at the end. So please feel free to use the chat there if you have any questions. And we'll make sure to answer those. We'll be storing them up. As well as if you are interested, we'll put a link in the chat ourselves to our LinkedIn group. You feel free to use that to ask any questions or follow up during the webinar or after. So with that said, I'm ready to really dive right in here. My name is Dustin Luther. As I mentioned, I work with Bradstreet Credibility Corp, and I'm the Director of Engagement, and just super excited to host these webinars here. But more importantly, I love to welcome the many great presenters that we've had. And today, Melissa, thank you so much for joining us. I know that you've done some great work. We've had lots of conversations here and leading up to this, and I can't wait to get started. So I don't want to take any more time. I just want to welcome you and let you dive in.
Thank you. Can everyone hear me all right? Am I coming through? I assume I am.
You are. I can hear you just fine.
Okay, great. Thank you, Dustin, for that introduction, and thank you for inviting us to be here today. To let you know about my role, I am the Program Manager for Tier 1 Supplier Diversity at Dell. We have a really exciting program. We're members of the $1 Billion Roundtable, and we also are national sponsors of WeBank and NMSDC, as well as the SCORE Foundation. We have a strong relationship with the SBA as well. So I'd like to kind of tell you a little bit about where Dell is with supplier diversity, what our goals are, where we're headed, and also just Dell as a company, because we're in pretty exciting times right now as a company. So I'm excited to share it with you. Let's see. Okay.
Are you seeing how to forward it there? Oh, there you got it.
Yes.
Wonderful.
There we go.
I'm going to let you take control there.
All right. So really I'd like to start off by talking about how the entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well at Dell. And that is good news for all of you, because all of you who own small businesses are really entrepreneurs. We're excited that Michael Dell recently, last week actually, unveiled his mission for entrepreneurs at the United Nations. And really it's all about empowering people to use technology to grow and thrive. He's actually our ambassador, the UN ambassador for entrepreneurs, which is really exciting for all of us here at Dell. We also, in addition to reaching out to entrepreneurs through the United Nations, and he'll be doing that globally, we also have our Dell Center for Entrepreneurs, which you can look up online at any time. And there's a lot of different resources there for folks in the way of technology. We also have the Dell Credit Innovators Fund, and all of these are things that we can provide you more information with. You can either find it online or by reaching out to any member of my team. But through the Dell Credit Innovators Fund, we identify high potential entrepreneurs, and we can provide them access to technology and sort of that special touch for folks who need to buy more than just a computer and a server. They need an entire end-to-end solution that involves cloud computing and networking and all of those kinds of things. So really that's very exciting for us. Oh, there's also the Dell Women's Entrepreneurs Network, which is similar to our other resources, but this one's actually my personal favorite for many reasons. But that was started by our entrepreneur in residence, who up until just recently was Ingrid Vandervelt, and our new entrepreneur in residence is Elizabeth Gore. She leads the team in really figuring out ways to ensure that we are reaching out to entrepreneurs, as well as empowering them. And really this comes from two sides. This is in our best interest and really in our customers' best interests, because we all know that the best innovative ideas are coming through small businesses and entrepreneurs who really drive changes in technology. So we need to, now that we're a private company, really stay as nimble as we can. To let you know a little bit about our reach, we have facilities all over the world, about 110,000 employees, as well as facilities everywhere we do business. Everywhere that you may want to go, you'll find Dell products. And we're really excited now that we are a private company with really the progress that we're making. We're #1 in servers in North America, Latin America, and China, which is very exciting for us. #1 in storage and in data centers. We have thousands of end users who give us great reviews, and we are growing a lot in software. That's actually a big focus for us, to be growing, to be offering solutions for all of our customers. We are proud to be ranked as a leader in 9 of Gartner's Magic Quadrants. We have excellent solutions for data center outsourcing, for security. We have acquired a great number of companies over the past few years. SecureWorks and SonicWall are both leading industry products as far as security goes. And then we've also, on the cloud side, we have Wise, and on the software side, Quest. So this, as you can see, for those of you small businesses who have these great innovative ideas, we're not just looking to incorporate you into our supply chain. We may also be looking to partner with you on a much higher level, either through mergers and acquisitions or however that may be. We also have strong alliances with some small businesses and provide startup capital to get them really producing at a very high level. We're proud to have a wide variety of solutions. Many people may know Dell primarily as the end-user computer business, laptops, desktops, printers, those sorts of things, even servers. But we also, that makes up about half of our business. And the end-to-end solution side really makes up the other half of our business, and that's where we see the most growth and potential. We're actually a vendor-neutral solutions provider, so we'll pull together different kinds of hardware in order to give our customers the best price and the best outcome. And we just like to think that usually that involves Dell equipment.
That would be pretty straightforward there, wouldn't it? I mean, that makes good sense.
Yeah. Yes. In corporate social responsibility, which is not actually where supplier diversity falls organizationally. Supplier diversity is actually in procurement, but we work closely with the folks in corporate social responsibility to meet goals to really source ethically around the globe, as well as sourcing from folks who use sustainable practices. And we have the 2020 Legacy of Good with a lot of big goals that we have set for ourselves as a company. We have been incorporating really exciting new packaging processes, such as, you may want to look up New Light Technologies. That's an exciting one. They were recently featured on Good Morning America, and they're taking carbon out of the air to create no-waste plastic packaging. It's actually negative waste plastic packaging because you're taking carbon out of the air to produce it. We have goals to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions We reduced them by 8% last year, and we have bigger goals going forward. We also provide Dell Youth Learning programs to over 500,000 children. Okay, and now that we're a private company, there may be questions about this because it's very exciting. It happened about a year ago. It's almost our 1-year anniversary. And it's just a very exciting time to be a private company because in technology, the quicker you can act on things and the more ability you have and the more leverage you have to take risks, the better products you really can put out more quickly. So the biggest, probably the number one takeaway, and a lot of this, the point of telling you a lot of these things is to get you to understand what our culture is like right now so that when you do feel that you've got a good proposal for doing work with Dell, you understand what we're looking for. And this slide really kind of boils it down. We're interested in research and development, suppliers who bring us products that we've never seen before. So New Light Technologies is a great example with the no waste carbon bags. So our products will be shipping in these, and this actually was a win-win because it's a lower cost solution than the traditional paper products we were using before. But I've seen us also be willing to spend more money for products that are innovative, that reduce waste. So sort of anything, as long as it excites our customers around the idea of cutting-edge technology, we want to hear about it. And then really enhancing and simplifying the customer experience is important. That's a buzzword around Dell right now, simplify, simplify. Because when you're trying to build an end-to-end solutions, you've got folks all over the place who are providing hardware, software, and networking and external services. So really the focus is on making sure that for all customers, the end-to-end piece is seamless. There's one Dell. So that's an important priority for us. And really just growing our tablet and virtual computing services as well as the PC, and expanding our sales force through channel relationships. I'd be happy to go into that in more detail if anyone asks questions about that, but that's sort of part of our strategy going forward. Now on to Dell supplier diversity specifically. As I mentioned earlier, we're proud members of the $1 Billion Roundtable. That means we spend over $1 billion a year with woman-owned businesses and minority businesses. In fact, we actually last year spent over $4 billion in direct Tier 1 spend with diverse suppliers. The way we function is we have 20 procurement champions who work with supplier diversity to identify opportunities. And the next slide I'll get to actually will talk about how the opportunities vary by category. But in addition to this, we use Supplier Connection, which you'll see at the bottom of, to find small businesses. All of our buyers are trained on it. And we also support National Small Business Week and Novova, and then also some of our international partners, such as WeConnect, which is an international certifying agency for women-owned businesses, and MSD China, which certifies minority-owned businesses in China, as well as one of my favorites, personal favorites, Novova, the National Veteran-Owned Business Association. All right, as to what we are looking for, the opportunities vary across categories. So what I've sort of highlighted here is where there would be Tier 1 opportunities and where there are Tier 2 opportunities. In supplier diversity, we really take it as our mission to enable you to grow your business, whether and to use Dell's resources to do that how we can. So whether or not that's an opportunity at the Tier 1 level or the Tier 2 level, really both are great. And in fact, in some areas, a Tier 2 opportunity would actually be a better way to grow your business because the supplier that you're going through has other customers as well. So if, on the general side, it can be Tier 1 or Tier 2. In certain areas, such as marketing, we'll have a wide variety. We do have larger companies of record that we work with, but then sometimes on the marketing side, we'll have events and consulting engagements for specific niche areas. The same with facilities. We use a lot of small businesses in facilities. Anything that doesn't involve gigantic construction really can. There's a lot of opportunities there for diverse suppliers. So really on the general procurement side, we do have around 200 small and diverse suppliers that we currently work with. And the average engagement on that side, or the average amount that we spend with folks each year is around $600,000. It's kind of the average contract on the general procurement side for small and diverse suppliers. As far as external services, that can go both ways, and that involves deployment, managed IT services, break fix, help desk. That can be Tier 1 or Tier 2, depending on whether or not you have a regional or national reach versus just a sort of city-specific or state-specific reach. On contingent labor and staffing, our opportunities are only at the Tier 2 level. We have a managed service provider who is vendor neutral and manages all of our contingent labor. So what we usually do there, we do give them goals and say, and monitor how much they are contracting with woman-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses, and small businesses. So there's less opportunity for us to influence that directly because it is a vendor-neutral program. We can influence indirectly through supplier diversity goals. Logistics, we have, in addition to the large distributors and large logistics providers, we also use smaller businesses in white glove delivery, trade management, some of the warehousing, as well as introducing folks to the larger businesses at the Tier 2 level. In software, really there, it can go both ways. Software, it's all about if the customer wants your software, we will provide it to them. So that can be, there's a lot of opportunities there if you've got the right kind of product. And in production, on the production side, we have fewer small and diverse suppliers, and the engagements are bigger. So we have around 60 production suppliers that are small and diverse, and the engagements there, the average price is actually around, or the average spend we have each year is around $17 million. So fewer of them, but more money. So as you can see, there's a wide variety of opportunities with Dell, and I'd be happy to talk to anyone about any of them in more detail. And I would just like to close with some words from Michael Dell. He says, technology has always been about enabling human potential, and that's what makes us a really great fit for entrepreneurs and small businesses. So thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. So we're about to open up to Q&A, but I thought I would give two little plugs here first. The first is we're going to be, love this presentation. It's so helpful. I know from even just some of the people that are here with me in this room, just seeing a lot of heads nodding. Great stuff for any business owner looking to, expand and get into and then potentially grow with Dell. So thank you so much. We have SupplierEdge webinars coming up with Amgen, Hilton, and the Pacific Southwest Supplier Diversity Council. We're also looking to announce some additional ones in the near future here. So stay. You can register and stay up to date with these things at dnb.com/supplier. I'm also going to throw a link in the chat right now for our LinkedIn group. So if somebody wants to click, and we'll make sure to always post the latest there in the LinkedIn group. So with that said, I am ready to dive into Q&A. We've had a few questions here. I am going to flag them all. We've got 4 queued up so far, and please, if anyone else here is listening in, feel free to ask your questions. The first one I'm going to start with is, how about disabled veteran-owned businesses? What type of, do you have any special programs for them?
Absolutely. We are federal contractors, and that gives us, through that we have goals to contract with women-owned businesses, small women-owned businesses, small disadvantaged businesses, small veteran-owned businesses, small service-disabled veteran-owned businesses, and HEBS-owned businesses. We are happy to be exceeding our goals in veteran and service-disabled veteran-owned businesses, as well as the others. But those ones we feel very strongly about. We have actually some of our suppliers, one of our suppliers in particular, who does warehousing and computer imaging for us, service-disabled veteran-owned business, and he's part of our Mentor Protege program. So the great thing about our program is that we will provide introductions to folks within Dell, and then once you do win that contract, if you meet one of those categories, we will sort of give you that higher level of attention and opportunities. We provide a lot of development opportunities. We sent recently, for this one service-disabled veteran-owned company, we sent their executives off to a sort of an MBA boot camp training program for executives who have small businesses. So there's all kinds of things like that, and we feel really excited anytime we get a chance to meet any of our service-disabled veteran-owned suppliers or make a great introduction internally for a service-disabled veteran-owned business.
That makes total sense. The same man there had a follow-up question. Who's the contacts for vets? And that's kind of a bigger question. How should people be reaching out and learning more?
Great. So we recommend that everyone register through Supplier Connection. That's a great place because there's about 26 different large companies that use it. We're one of them. IBM uses it, Facebook, Caterpillar. So they're all sort of, I think, Manpower Group, Zero Chaos. So it's all sort of large businesses, and we use it to find small businesses. And through that, you can register, but then you can also reach out directly to our programs. So in our program, I think my email address is on there, as well as our Global Supplier Diversity mailbox. Both of them actually end up coming to me, but there's just more eyes on the Global Supplier Diversity mailbox. Mine only has my eyes on it. So you might get a quicker response out of the Global Supplier Diversity mailbox because we have a team where we split up the categories between us. So if you email me and you do something specifically, you have a specific proposal, if I send it to someone else, that's actually just, trying to direct it to the right person, not pushing you off.
That totally makes sense. So I just posted in the chat a link to the Supplier Connection. It's supplier-connection.net, just for anyone else. And somebody else asked a question, said the link wasn't working on your website. I'm not sure why, but I thought I'd just let them know that at least the link there in the chat, I just clicked it and it was working for me. So hopefully that'll be helpful. I actually talked to Tim Coates there with IBM, who I know does a lot of work with the Supplier Connection. I was just talking to him yesterday, and that's such a great program that your kudos for that makes a ton of sense. So yeah, anybody, I highly recommend it. They've got some great resources. They also do some great webinars. So please, if you're looking to get into this space, that's definitely something worth signing up for. So on to another question here. Somebody says, we've registered in the diverse supplier system. What's next? Like, I guess it's a kind of a bigger question. What is the best way to reach out and find out how they should get involved? Is it just reaching out to you and the other people, the other program leaders at these companies? Like, is there any other tricks or anything they should know about?
That is a good question. I can give a pretty good feel for what the cadence is like. Because I know that can be challenging for folks and be stressful when you register and then what else can I do? So really, when we go around, our team goes around and meets a lot of folks in person, and that's the best time that we get to have a very good conversation. We do that at meetings like National Small Business Week, National Minority Supplier Development Council's annual conference. We'll be there at the end of the month in Orlando. We go to WeBank to meet women-owned businesses. So that's sort of the in-person. If it's a large national event related to supplier diversity, we will be there. And then registering on Supplier Connection, what we do with that is that I've got buyers, something like 400 buyers that we work with, and we meet with them regularly, and they will tell us sort of where they have opportunities. And they're all trained to use Supplier Connection, so when they have opportunities, they will go on there and search for small businesses and invite them to participate. It is our policy to include, is everyone still hearing me? Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
I'm definitely still hearing you. Are you there, Melissa? I wonder if Melissa, I was hearing you and now you disappeared shortly after. Whoa, well luckily we're only 3 minutes away. We had some more great questions for everybody involved, but I'm wondering if her phone service dropped. There are a few more questions in here that I see. Some people ask questions about what type of companies do you source from. They came in. She did discuss a few of those, and we definitely, though, I think we can get some answers from her. If she doesn't come back on in the next few seconds here, in the next 30 seconds or so, my guess is please go over to our LinkedIn page and ask the questions, and either she'll follow up. I know she joined our LinkedIn group not too long ago, or feel free to, or we'll make sure you get answers, no matter either way. The only other thing that I definitely was hoping to get in and ask her was where people could connect with Dell Supplier, the Dell Supplier in general, the diversity program online. I know they do a lot in LinkedIn groups. They've done some great stuff there. You can follow them at Dell Supplier on Twitter if you happen to be there. As well as our own social media accounts here with Dun & Bradstreet Credibility Corp. We go to a lot of events. You mentioned the National Supplier Diversity Council in Orlando. We're going to be there. We really enjoy getting out into the community and just helping them understand the role that the business credit can play in making sure they can get into a lot of these programs. So if you have any questions about that ever, please feel free to call one of our credit advisors who will walk you through, because a lot of these big companies, Dell included, will pull a D&B business credit file just to see if somebody if they really can handle the kind of work that they want to give them. She mentioned some pretty big numbers there, whether it be an average contract size of $600,000 for certain programs, or I think she said $14 million for others. So good stuff like that. Please feel free to if you when you get serious about diving into some of these programs, and I'm assuming you are if you've made it this far. Find out what's in your business credit report if you don't know already. So with that, oh, Melissa, are you back?
Yes, I'm sorry about that.
No problem. I was just giving a little wrap up here. And I thought I would, I kind of thought we were getting so close to time, and I gave a little bit of a plug for some of your social media accounts and some of ours, and just, really letting people know that they should follow up, and that they could follow up with you if they had any additional questions on our LinkedIn group. If they ask questions, either you'll answer them, or I know my team will make sure that they get answers, and kind of put in a plug in, because I know you guys do a lot of work on LinkedIn as well, so you have some great groups there. But I think we should probably call it, since we're 30 minutes in. But if you have any other comments you want to address or anything else, please dive in here.
I'll just say one last thing. That's a really great idea about the LinkedIn page. So since I didn't get a chance to get to every question, I will head over to the LinkedIn page, and I can answer any of them in the group for this. It's SupplierEdge, right, in the LinkedIn page?
Yep.
So I'd be happy to answer questions there.
Wonderful. So we got lots of great stuff. I'm seeing, that there's still a few more questions, but as we say, we'll make sure we get good answers over there. So Melissa, I want to thank you so much for joining us here. Really great stuff, and I look forward to getting more feedback from people and watching you guys continue to grow your program. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.